What happens as humans, we get caught so in our heads. Our heads, all based on duality and what's right and what's wrong and what's good and what's bad about me and about you. The mind becomes this festering machine, and this machine likes to pull things apart and re-put them together, right? Make a compartment for everybody in your life. Know where to put them so you know how to handle them, so you know how to deal with them, so you don't have to really get yourself to be that vulnerable of a human being in life. You know, the whole defense mechanism of the mind is to keep creating a special individual. But yet a special individual which really isn't self-expressed and can't really be offered in the world because we're too scared to even open our own hearts. And this goes to men also, man. Yes, our own hearts. No, you don't become a woman because you open your heart. You become a true man. The individuation of consciousness happens so that you can be. And the reason individuation of consciousness happened, one could guess, is to create matter that evolved further, to infinitely evolve in itself into a new possibility. By setting up a divine randomness to novelty. The bliss gets to expand. You are welcome to truly actually wake up. Oh my God, you really are. You know what I mean? I'm just getting this. You really are. Like, I'm sitting here and I'm going to speak to you throughout this album. So, if you want to wake up, then listen. Really listen. Because some good stuff getting laid down right now. Good stuff. I don't believe anything I'm saying. You don't need to believe me. What fun would that be if you had to believe me for something to be true? You don't have to believe yourself. Truth doesn't need belief. And then, to live a life. Excuse me.
I sat within the barley green.
Individuation of consciousness. Consciousness, this vast infinite energy, this vast infinite light. Just as a metaphor, by the way, it's not light. Light is encompassed inside consciousness. Consciousness could be metaphored as light or seen as light or visually talked about as light, but it's a concept of consciousness ultimately because it has some placement on it. But for these purposes, individuation of consciousness, this vast mass light, infinitely endless forever, to know itself had to come into physical. It had to create the physical world. It had to create matter within itself, within its infinite self, create physical. Therefore, that which is in itself is itself. You get me? If I'm everything and in myself, I create the world. It's in me. You see? It's in consciousness. So it's still consciousness. You can't remove consciousness from matter and from non-matter. The experience of absolute consciousness without thought and duality that lead us into that offers that too. Pure, still, enlightenment, the absolute, shows you what consciousness is. Individuation of consciousness. Why? I ask you. Why did the individuation happen? Why did this vast absoluteness want to refine itself so deeply into matter, into darkness, into the tunnel, which is you, the tunnel, which is me, the tunnel, which is man, woman, cat, dog? Why did it want so badly to individuate in? To open its eyes, man, see itself as you, really. You know? That's evolution. It's gone to this place where a human being is a novel thing. And you have self-awareness, and even greater than that, the truth of your awareness isn't your mind. When you're free of your mind, you'll recognize that Your conditioning is a setup to get you to here. You know, it always has been. And yet you are still always have been a human being and will be a beautiful human being. But you realize that I am is all there is. And then at the same time, actually, this is too. This physical world is. This human is. You're a human. Now, you take action, but in alignment with your true purpose, who you are. That's a good reason to individuate, isn't it? To finally evolve to a really good vehicle. The human being's a pretty good vehicle. Well, I'm sure we're going to make some improvements on it. But to wake up in it, not to destroy ourselves, not to be selfish, greedy bastards. Maybe we needed even to experience what it is to have some more and be selfish, greedy bastards, so we knew we'd have to do it again. But at this point, come on, we know. You know, we know. Evolution consciousness is pushing to win. It's pushing to win the show. The question is, do you help? Honestly, the question, people, is, do you help? It's so obvious and matter of fact that it's like, if your life was going to end, what would you do? If it was possible for you to know beauty and offer beauty to others and leave your purpose, what would you do for that? That's what I'm talking about. Now I got to keep going because I'm doing this damn tape. No, I'm joking. Just thought that part was a nice little edit. I saw myself being able to do like little Anthony Robbins tapes there, motivate you, you know? But that's not quite the journey that we're on. But thanks for taking it with me. I do suggest you listen to all of it. You know, just sit back and surrender judgments of me, it, this. If this can really help you wake up or not help you wake up. All those ideas are stories being circulated. And you're choosing to follow those thoughts that are circulating. The truth of the matter is you're listening to this and you're hearing clarity. Clarity is you being with yourself. And then this audio is me talking. It's not the cue experiment. It's not the waves of a song. Not the frequency. It's the vibration. It's you. It's the oneness of yourself. That's what you're listening to right now, is the oneness of yourself. Every single movement, every sound, whatever you're sitting in or lying in or touching. You can just relax in that and trust. Unless you're worried that you're going to get brainwashed by the end of this tape and then the devil's trying to get you.
Unseen by the
Great. If you didn't really take the opportunity, if in any way you zoned out from really hearing that music in that moment and falling into the stillness of the moment before that I was pointing to, I suggest you rewind and go back to it. See if you're able to actually close your eyes and receive what I'm pointing to, you see?